I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins.
What's up, JFW family? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. In the studio this morning, we got Brother Dave White, Super Dave Weldon, and J.R. Sands.
Good
Hi,
morning.
everybody.
Sands.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Notice you put me off to the side a little bit on the outline there, Jam.
Well, you were a late addition.
I see how it is.
Actually, the way it was formatted, I couldn't get it to format in line, and I just said that's good enough. JR, do you have a CB handle? Do you have a nickname? Does anybody call you anything other than JR?
No, not that I know of.
All right, well, we'll go with that.
That's kind of the nickname,
JR, it is.
right?
It is.
Well, some people have more than one.
That is true.
I've heard some people call you Tucayo.
Well, Tocayo is when you have the same name as somebody else.
Same first name.
Super Dave and Dave
Tocayos.
White are Tocayos. Now, if we have the same last name. My Tocayo! Now, if we have the same last name, then we would consider ourselves parientes, or somehow we're family.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Awesome.
Appreciate the lesson in culture. JR, you want to kick off the pledge for us?
Sure thing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to go out and do some trekking today. We pray for the safety of our fleet, all of their families, and all the families that we pass on the road today. We pray for safety and to making good, safe decisions. We pray to be accident-free and that we all make it back to the comfort of our homes this evening. We pray for healing and 100% recovery for all of our family members that are ill. No matter what, we trust you, God, and it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I think that was right.
Sounded right.
I kind of panicked. It's not on the. It's not on the outline.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Next page.
Oh, look at that.
Yep. And, you know, today I think it's especially
Wow, so
important.
you did all that by memory.
I just did.
Dang, Jam, that's impressive.
Huh.
It is.
Well, the reason I missed it is because we had a message from Mango Mike, and I wanted to include him in the prayers, and I just got confused. Super Dave, do you want to read the message from Mango?
Sure.
Since I sent it to you?
Yep. So Mango sent this to me, and I shared it with everybody else. He says, "Good morning, Mr. Dave. I'd like to give a shout out to you and the JFW family for the opportunity to be a part of such an amazing team. I am truly blessed to be here. And may I ask for prayers for my family back home. Last night I received the call that my little brother gained his wings, and I am unfortunately unable to be there for them during this time." What a just a generous way to say of somebody's passing that,
Right.
that they gained their wings, and I thought that was awesome.
Right, when I read it, it caught me off guard for a second.
Me too,
What?
Dave.
You know, so yeah.
This was just before the Thanksgiving break, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely prayers for Mango Mike. Keep him in your prayers. Reach out to him on Connect if you feel like it. Show him some love.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
is,
whether everybody knows it or not, he's become our night coolers guy. So, you know.
is he still on course? I thought he's during the day now.
Oh,
He worked yesterday day.
yeah.
Oh,
I thought he was
He was,
covering the nights.
but
Unless-
Pedro,
They're alternating.
I think Pedro's a night guy, and Mike was filling in for Pedro.
Yeah, I thought Mango Mike was just a night guy, but unless there was some type of, I don't know, maybe he had something he needed to do during the day, or
We have no idea what's going on.
You
with
know
that
what?
course.
It sounds like
Linda! Hey, got a question. She has the answers.
yeah.
This
My
is
phone friend.
You guys just had an inside look of how we operate. As a reminder, anything you hear on today's show is not the opinion of JFW. It's just JR's opinion.
Did you bring donuts?
I did not
you gonna bring them?
No, I'm
Was
not.
that you, Brother Dave?
Me and
My donuts already.
Yeah, I don't do donuts.
me and Jim are
Cousin I
on,
snuck in with?
me and Jim are on Team No Sweets right now. So
Good for you.
yeah, donuts aren't on the plan. Episode 207, which was a few weeks ago, had 293 downloads. We have 104.5 thousand total downloads and 833 followers.
So this morning,
Nice.
Fabian asked me if we were going to have a 3+ hour podcast today because we missed last week.
No,
I said, no, I hope not.
we got things to do. So I'm going to kick off the dad jokes. You guys know what Sushi A said to Sushi B?
Sushi CIU.
No.
I wanted to go with something C. Sushi C.
How about wasabi?
Wasabi.
And
Everybody likes wasabi. Wasabi's really good. I like it.
It is.
my dad used to call it the green mustard.
The green mustard.
Yeah. Do you guys know what pandas cook with?
Or paws.
Super Dave, I thought you would know this one.
Right?
I sure don't.
A pan, duh.
That's good.
So I got,
That's all you got,
That's good.
huh?
That's good.
What I covered, since we were just talking about donuts and winter with the kind of the first snow here, more or less. But what's the best breakfast cereal to eat in the winter?
Cheerios.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheerios.
Frosted Flakes.
Oh.
And then, why is Frosty the Snowman never late?
Don't know.
No.
Because time waits for Snowman.
Time waits for no man.
Time waits for snowman.
Dang it.
Well, I got two of them here. Were you done there, Brother Dave?
Yeah.
What do you call a cow that's been knighted?
Cow, huh?
I dub thee sirloin.
Sirloin.
That's a good one. That made me hungry.
Yeah.
To be clear, I was going to share these with you guys before I was asked to come up here, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm keeping my jokes."
Damn.
What do you call a Christmas wreath made of $100 bills?
Expensive.
Yeah,
Cold hard cash.
a wreath of Franklins.
Franklin's.
That's a good one.
Love it. Those were good.
Boy,
You got more?
That's it.
All right. Good job.
man, you guys are going to kill me.
Grandma's winning.
These are just generic jokes about winter, and I picked out 3 of my favorites. So, who is Frosty's favorite ant?
Don't know.
Antarctica. And what do you call a snapshot from the North Pole?
Polar shot.
Close, JR. A Polaroid. Yep. And what did the icy road say to the car?
Let's go for a spin.
That's right. Good job.
There's a few of those saying
Go for a
that today.
spin.
Good job. All right, new employees. We got Joshua Walters started this week. So
Welcome,
to the
Joshua.
fleet.
Welcome.
Anniversaries. Mike Bortz hit 10 years on the 1st.
Congratulations, Mike.
Congrats,
Yes.
Mike.
That's big.
Congratulations, Mike.
Talk about a milestone there.
Yep.
Mike pulled me aside the other day and was just saying how much he enjoyed working at JFW and that he tells all the new people how JFW took care of him in a time of need and how much he appreciates us.
That's great.
Or
Because
appreciates JFW.
Mike takes care of JFW.
Yeah, he does.
He's
Yes.
great.
John Jordan, he's going to hit 2 years tomorrow.
Congrats, John.
And then Coleman Almara is going to hit 3 years on Friday.
Congrats, Coleman.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys.
I love seeing these big anniversaries.
Yep, for sure.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Birthdays. Gustava Inda has a birthday today. But not to one up him, Gustavo Linares has a birthday tomorrow.
The Goose's happy birthday,
That's
guys.
awesome.
Yep. And then family birthday celebrations, JR. I will let you have the honor of announcing this one.
So today is my son's birthday.
Hey,
Isaiah Sands, and he turns 11 today.
Wow.
You don't look like an 11-year-old.
Wow, 11, JR.
Every time I go take him get a haircut or anything that's like age priced,
Right.
they're like,
They're trying to charge me
how old
more.
is he? Yeah, they try to charge me without asking, and I was like, hey, he's 11. He's still a child. And they're like, wait, what?
Don't charge us more. He'll body slam you.
He's got bigger hands than I do. He's about almost as tall as I am. So
That's awesome.
keep getting asked, what am I feeding him? I was like, well, he doesn't live with me full time, so I don't know.
He eats small babies.
Yeah.
All right. Shout outs from Austin Lovejoy, who used to work here. He says, I want to give a shout out to the drivers on 285 last week, downtown Bailey. When I wasn't feeling well, you drivers let me hop in line with them, and they made sure I got down off the hill. A bunch of great drivers looking out for another end dumper in the time of need to get medical attention. Thank you guys so much from my heart and my wife.
Very nice.
That's great.
Good
Good
to hear
story.
from
Good to hear
Austin.
from you, Austin.
Yep.
I got a shout out. Also.
Let's hear it.
I'm pretty sure I missed quite a few, but just from yesterday, a shout out to Coleman and Showtime Rick Gray. I went to go set up some blocks over at the intermodal yard, and obviously Coleman was delivering the blocks on the flatbed, and he pretty much takes charge and gets in the loader and gets the guy out of there because he doesn't really have that much experience, and just went a lot smoother getting that bin set up. And Rick Gray was already there with Big Country. They were spraying the lot there with the release agent. While Big Country was out spraying, Rick Gray took some time over and helped me out with some of the blocks there. So
I wanted to ask about that, you guys. Are we building a salt bin over there, or what are we doing?
Technically, Davy Tree is, but apparently we did.
Gotcha.
well, in good JFW fashion, we'll jump in to help out, right?
Yeah, no doubt. We get it
exactly.
handled.
Yep.
Funny. Any other shout outs, guys?
I got one for Chili Dog. Speaking of snow removal,
Well,
Big Country was spraying over at the office, and he wasn't exactly knowing where to put the spray down at the office because he hadn't really covered that or been there. And he just thought by chance to call Chili Dog. Chili Dog answered and actually sent him a map with the color of where to spray and everything. It was
Still had his
awesome.
information,
Yep.
huh? That's awesome.
Yep, it was great. Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
thanks, Chili Dog. Shout out to you. I know I reached out last night via text. I don't know if you'll listen, but there you are, buddy.
any other shout outs, guys? No? I got a shout out for 57 people. The people's names I'm about to read, these are people who have listened to every single podcast since we started the bonus program.
Or at least since they started.
Or at least, and I may have missed a few of those folks, right? There's a couple that missed a few, but I have reasons why. But they are, just killing it. They listen every week.
It's awesome.
So I really appreciate you guys listening. It really helps us out. You guys are in the know of what's going on here around JFW. So here's the names. Andrew Nunez, Anthony Harper, Armando Del Val. Armando has missed a few because he has a new baby, but he still sends the tips and tricks every week.
Yeah.
Yep. Bennett, he's listened to all since he started working here. Brent Carter, Carl Jadinger, Chris Beam, Coleman Amara, Christian Salazar, David Higuera, David Mumford, Derek Jellum, Don Keller, Dwayne Sand, Dustin Courier, Emilio Camacho, Eric Eichner, Fabian Sotelo, Francisco Alvarez, Frank Guccione, Frank McCoy, Gandhi Cardosa. I'll have to check that one out. I think that one's an error.
I think that's correct.
I think that's not correct. Gerardo Sanchez, Gilbert Benny, Georgi Lulasvili, Gustavo Linares, Hugh Lee, Jack Domenico, Jimmy Villagrana, John Jordan, Jose Barraza, Jose Martinez, Jovan Rizzo, Lisa Pina. She just started, but she's off to a great start. Luis Castro, Marco Gutierrez is making a comeback. So he hasn't listened to them all, but after a couple little chats, he's
That's
making
great.
a comeback. So thanks for doing that. Mark Dillon, Matt Cummins, Mike Bortz, Mike Cisneros, Omar Santa Cruz, Pedro Sotelo, Ricardo Cordova, Rich Fleckenstein, Rick Colleen, Rick Gray, Rick Bermia, Robert White, Robert Lincoln, Stephanie Aguilar, she just started, but she listened to the very first one. So
That's awesome.
thought that was cool. Steve Jackson, Todd Dull, Tony Martinez, Tufu Yang, Troy Holmes, and Zach Tharp.
That's great.
It's awesome.
Just wanted to give a little recognition.
Cardoso.
Yeah, I just don't think he belongs on the list. He might.
Oh,
Yeah, I got his name right. I just don't know. I have to look. And Gandhi, if you have, I'm sorry. And if you haven't, you should. So
yeah.
that's the way it works. A couple of shout outs to drivers for doing everything right. That would be, this week would be Mike Cisneros and Emilio Camacho.
Isn't that
Awesome.
great?
Yep.
That's
Good job,
awesome.
guys.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, good job, everybody. All right. Let's get into the discussion, or as I like to say, the meat and potatoes. This is from Kathy. She says, "Hi, Jam. I was wondering if you can announce that when drivers are filling out JFW tickets for hourly pay, to make sure they put their full names on it. Also, the start and end times of the time they are requesting. These small things save me a lot of time in the long run." Kathy. Absolutely. I mean, if you just put Jose on there, I mean, there's a few of you guys.
Or Dave.
Dave's,
Get out of
Ron's.
my paycheck.
Luis.
Yep.
The way I see it is that if it's anything that has to do with pay, right, shouldn't you put in the extra effort to make sure it's turned in, you have your full name, full hours, how many loads, take the extra second to
Yeah.
put that information in, because it's your paycheck.
It's your money.
Yeah.
I agree. Next item on the list is labeled JR's Notes. So I will let you read your own notes.
All right.
JR was a late addition to the podcast this morning. Jim bailed and JR stepped in. So
So yeah, just a few things that I was trying to remind the whole fleet about. So with it getting darker earlier, make sure you have your lights on for visibility. Your personal vehicle, your big truck, whatever it is, right? Especially over in the yard 23 area, because it's so dark, there's barely any lights, and even so here in the back lot possibly. But some of the people would say like, "Oh, I just don't want to blind the driver or anything." Honestly, if I was driving that big truck, I'd rather be blinded and know somebody's there than not know somebody's there. Especially with some of the trucks, because some of the trucks have some very dark tinted windows, and I don't see how you can look out those windows. So also I guess that's the other reminder, is put your window down.
Right.
You're just gonna have it down for a few seconds, maybe a minute or two or whatever, and it's not going to get dusty that quick or anything. For those of you that are trying to keep your cab clean and dust free, that's great, but at the end of the day, we're trying to be safe and not cause more unnecessary damage and accidents and things that we don't need. So just make sure you're doing everything for visibility. Turn your lights on. So Samsara assigned trainings. Guys, you may have noticed, especially for those of you guys that are actually signing into the Samsara driver app, we encourage you guys to sign in, at least, I'm going to say 2-3 times a week, if not more every day. That's great. There's going to be a workflow, and that workflow includes you guys going over any alerts, any type of following distance, speeding events, any type of events that we have received and we deem that you need to see it, so that way you guys can learn from it and all. Like, it's going to take you through that workflow so you guys can review that, coach yourself, and that actually comes back to us, showing us that you have seen it, you have reviewed it, and you can comment on it. You could actually dispute some of these things also in the driver app, so you can put on there, would like to dispute to your coach or whatever it is, and we'll go over it. We'll get with you in person.
denied.
That helps us a lot for the insurance meeting we had the other day, right? So what you're doing and what I'm explaining to everybody in orientation is, you got to think of Samsara as a storyteller, a storybook, right? You are creating the story of you as a driver, as a professional driver. What's Samsara going to say about you? Are you a safe driver, or are you a unsafe driver? Engaged driver or unengaged? So that's kind of, something we're pushing now a lot, just because, it's showing that you are engaged in what you do for a career.
Yeah, can I piggyback on that?
Yeah.
And BD, is it cool if we're pretty transparent about our insurance endeavor?
Yeah.
So we've recently become, I guess, is it level funded or I mean, self-insured basically. We'll just call it self-insured. We're part of a captive with 90 other trucking companies. These 90 other companies are safe companies. You have to be accepted into the captive. But the way the insurance works is we have our normal deductible, which was $25,000 per incident. But then JFW is the first level of funding, and that's the next $200,000. So the first $225 comes right off of JFW's bottom line, okay? And that is per accident, not per year. So if one of you guys or girls, God forbid, I don't even like to think about it, but had a big one, that was $150,000. I mean, that comes out of our bottom line.
Yep.
If we are a good, safe company and we continue to be, these monies come back to us as dividends where it could be put back into the company for trucks, for benefits, for whatever. I mean, whatever Jim and Dave want to do with the money, really. But, historically, they put money back into the company, and make it a better place to work. But we are at a very high risk, and this is why, not a very high risk, but we have a lot. There's a lot. we got a lot of skin in the game, right?
Oh boy.
So if something happens, I mean, it just gut wrenching. So when we push this podcast and we want you to listen to the podcast, these are the reasons why. We want you to get safety information from the podcast. When we tell you we don't want you in the left lane, there's a reason for that. When we tell you we want you to slow down on intersections, not blow red lights, increase your following distance, these are the reasons why. We need to be safer than ever. And God forbid we hurt somebody. I mean, that's always the number one, is we don't want to hurt anybody. But number two, we got a lot of skin in the game, and we need everybody to participate. So, if you got some friends, that work here and they're not paying attention to listen to the podcast or being engaged, please, give them a little nudge and tell them to wake up. It's time, and we're paying a lot more attention, and we're going to have a lot more meetings, unfortunately.
Yeah, I kind of want to just piggyback on that a little bit, Jim, because I want to rephrase one of the words you said. We don't want you to hurt someone.
Right.
And you need to think of that. You need to realize when you're going too fast that you can't stop for that red light on Highway 85, you're going to hurt someone. And you need to have the realization that you could kill someone. You could kill a family.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're not driving with that realization of that being possible, number one, you're probably not listening to the podcast, right? Which we're going to start cracking on a little more, because this is our only way to broadcast this information to you, so you understand what we're up against. And it's not just us, it's every trucking company out there.
Right.
It's not just the money. It's, are we going to hurt someone, and are we liable for it?
Right.
That's the bottom line, because it just puts people out of business.
Yep.
That's the world we're living in with the crazy settlements, the nuclear verdicts. The nuclear verdicts. I mean, it's just putting companies out of business, period. They're just done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we want to, manage this whole thing with the micromanage it, however you want to put it. And it's not like we want to, I announced a few weeks ago, we're going to start having meetings with the people that aren't listening to the podcast. That's not a punishment.
Right.
It's not discipline. It's because we don't know what else to do for you to receive the information that we need you to know.
Get the information.
Yep.
But what has been nice is, since I announced that, some people that weren't listening have started listening.
That's great.
Or started over again, or
this isn't a punishment. This is to make you better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you don't like the dad jokes, or you don't like how long it is, or whatever, but this is how we get our information out. And for you to be a better person at what you do, you need to listen. Yep. That's the facts.
I mean, we put it out there. If you don't like the part of the podcast, right, just skip over it.
Yeah.
You don't like the Pledge of Allegiance, skip over it. You don't like the prayer, skip over it.
You don't like the music, skip
just get the meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that when you guys get to the knowledge questions, the knowledge challenge, it's 10 questions. They're super easy because it's just about the podcast. If you run into one or two of them of the pieces that you skipped or whatever, like who's our special guest or something like that.
J.R. Sands.
Yeah. if you get most of them, we're here willing to help you to get it passed through, but you do have to show us that you've listened to it.
Yeah.
The knowledge challenge isn't even really to test you. It's to see if you're listening.
Yep.
And usually one of the answers on the questions is complete baloney.
Yeah.
You know, one of them's right, and then two, you know, could maybe be right. But there's really not. I don't try to make trick questions. I try to make it like, I remember hearing that. That's the answer.
Yeah.
You know, we even try to point out things on the podcast like, hey, you may want to pay attention to this. You know, but I see the thing is Connect Team is so cool. Like the podcast will come out, and I could see how many times somebody has taken the test.
Yeah.
Right. And how long in between attempts. If you took the test 50 times, right, in 20 minutes, you didn't listen to the podcast. Yeah, you're just trying to guess.
Right.
And that's why we do have to make it a little bit where if you didn't listen, you're not going to know this one.
It is just amazing how fast those 10 questions are, too. I mean, it
doesn't take more than a minute.
No, not even 30 seconds, JR. It kind of cracks me up because, I mean, generally, I'm at every podcast, right? I've missed very few podcasts for the most part.
Right.
I missed one 2 weeks ago, and I listened to it on the plane when I was coming home, and I just immediately took the test. I take the tests even after we recorded ourselves.
Sure.
You know? It seems so much easier to take that test listening to the podcast rather than participating in it. It's almost like
gotcha.
I'm not listening fully
when we're
here, which sounds terrible, but
yeah, I mean,
there's a lot going on always.
Yeah,
You know?
It's not like we're just sitting here recording the podcast. I mean, we're getting text messages. We're working.
I mean, we got 2 snow crews going full out. We got a dead load. You know what I mean? Like I'm participating in a lot of different conversations right now. So.
Those things cracking off too. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you are listening to the podcast and you've taken the test 2 or 3 times and you're missing a question and you're getting frustrated, just come to us.
Yeah.
You know, I hate when I hear somebody say, well, I'm going to go home and listen to it again. We don't really need you to listen to it twice. If you're missing one question, just come to us. I mean, we're happy to help you and, you know, work through the process of elimination.
Right.
You know? But it's funny because sometimes I'll do stuff with, like, who's our special guest? And I'll name, like, the right person and then, like, 3 of my childhood friends. And, of course, people are picking, you know, kids I went to kindergarten with. It's pretty funny.
Names that you never ever mentioned. Or,
never worked here. So, all right. Continue, sir. You had one more bullet point, I think, JR.
Yeah, so this is really cool, and some of you guys may have experienced this already, but Samsara came up with a new update about 2 weeks ago or so for weather. You know, we get a weather overlay over here, and we get to see what's coming in, and no different than what we see on weather apps and stuff like that. But the really cool thing is that it allows us to send out a message, a bulk message to the whole fleet, to a certain number of drivers, whatever group we want, right? And it plays over their camera system. So whatever that message is, even if it is an AI pre-built message, you can add to it. You know, we can add our little part to it, like, hey guys, reminder when you come in, spray your beds, keep your tailgate your tailgate propped open on top of your dogs, or whatever it is. We could put it out there and actually play it over your camera. Now, some of y'all may have missed it, or number 2, some of y'all were also saying that it was coming over very low volume on the camera itself. And we don't have control over the volume or anything like that. And I think that's just device-based, because the trucks I've been in, they've been pretty loud for the most part. And I have heard maybe 1 or 2 that are low. But if you miss an alert like that, and you're, you know, obviously we have the company radio, hey, what did it say? And we'll put it out there as well, because we are going to double up on that. But when you log into your Samsara driver app, your messages will be in there, and it will actually be a typed out message of what the camera said to you. So you're not going to miss out on any information. So if you hear the camera say something long like that, just go into your Samsara driver app, and it'll be in there as well.
Samsara is just, it's becoming, it was already amazing when we got it, and I can't believe what it's becoming.
Yeah, they're updating fast. They're constantly updating. I mean, it's like every 2 weeks there's 1 or 2 new things, right? And
it's
that last meeting I went to is they're focusing a lot on AI. Like, AI is going to be their primary focus for the whole thing, right? And then what was the other thing? I completely forgot. Sorry, guys. And I have one added here as well, Jam. Same thing in the Samsara app. Just a reminder, guys, please do not select a vehicle in the driver app. Unless you are going to go outside of 150 air miles, which means out of town, or you're going to go to Utah or something like that, that is the only time you select the vehicle in there. Now, I get it that the app takes you to that menu when you log in. You do not have to select it. Just hit done, the little done button, or skip, whatever you get, and it takes you to your home screen. The whole reason behind that is because when you select the vehicle and you do not leave that vehicle, or you don't sign out of the Samsara app, it keeps you in there, or even while you're driving that vehicle, it's creating the hours of service logs as if you were on ELD. And then when you don't sign out of the app or you don't leave the vehicle, when a mechanic moves the truck, we take the truck to Kenworth or Peterbilt or anything like that, that vehicle shows that you are still moving it. And then we don't find out till a week later or something like that after 5 days, and then you got 5 days worth of violations when we weren't even supposed to be using the logs.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Samsara is used mostly by, I would say, over-the-road trucking companies. But it would be cool if they had a way to just sign into your ELD. Like, you sign into your app, but you have to, like, hit a button like, I'm on ELD. You know,
right, kind of like another, like, are you using ELD or not? Yeah,
yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that might be a good suggestion to make them. Because if they get enough people that say something, they change it.
Yeah.
Right. Good point, Jim.
Yep.
I wonder what that threshold is.
5 million people.
Yeah, right? Yeah. All right, we have our 7th person. Let's change it.
Yeah.
It is by far the most popular camera platform. I talk to so many guys, and they're very familiar with it. They've had it at other companies, and and I think by far the best.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up, that whole weather update. The cool thing is that if we're sending somebody, for example, this morning we got John Jordan going to Wyoming, right, or wherever he is, or a couple drivers going up that way. They're still here, but we don't have trucks in Wyoming to, call and ask, or even look at their camera to see what the weather is looking like or anything like that. Other Samsara users that are on their system, you get to sneak peek on their front camera to see what the roads look like.
It's called
that's
Street
really
Sense.
cool. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So
Shout out to you, JR. I remember, handing over Samsara to you, and you've completely mastered it. Yeah, you've done a great job with all those things.
there's still a lot to
Agreed.
it. Still a lot to it, and I hope we can continue going into that. But like Jim said a couple weeks ago, little by little,
Yeah,
we already made this big update. Let's wait for the next one or something.
sure.
And just a quick tip for the whole Samsara app thing: sign out every day. You don't have to, but signing out of the app actually makes sure that you leave a vehicle in case you did select the vehicle, even if you're on ELD, because it takes you through the workflow. If we sent you any alerts, any video alerts, like, it's gonna, every time you sign in or sign out, it's gonna force you to do that stuff right now.
Gotcha.
Now, one of those things that in the future, if we do move on with the DVIRs, the electronic ones, that would be part of the workflow. You sign in, it takes you through the whole, like, hey, you have to do your DVIR. You sign out, you have to do your post-trip DVIR. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So signing in and out every single day is a good tip.
Nice.
Good call.
Good stuff. Jim White wants to give a shout out to Lisa and her attitude. There was a day where she had to change a bunch of trucks, and she was super engaged. So it's kind of out of place on the outline, but nice job again, Lisa. And then there's been a few drivers that have volunteered to go to Canada. seems like so long ago.
Are they hockey Are they hockey fans?
Yeah. The Canada deal fell through for now, but it's not completely dead. It hasn't gone away, but yeah, it's off the radar for now, for sure. Joanne wants to give a shout out to everyone, especially the drivers, for correcting their hours in the timesheets when they forget to clock out. That's a huge help to payroll, and it's greatly appreciated. And then also, since we're coming off the holiday, in order to get your holiday pay, you have to work your scheduled day before and your scheduled day after to be able to receive your holiday pay. Friday last week was not paid. So if you wanted to be paid for Friday, you would have to ask for PTO or sick time, and it's not too late to do that if you need to.
But Thursday was.
Thursday was paid. Way to see the positive.
Right.
Yes.
And as long as you were here Wednesday, And I know we didn't have work for everybody, but as long as no one called out yesterday, Monday, right?
Scheduled
You know what I
day
mean?
before the
Yeah.
holiday,
Yeah.
and then scheduled day after.
Yeah.
I guess
Could have
it-
been Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you didn't call out, you'll be, because we had a lot of trucks that didn't go out Monday.
Yeah. So the question is, we didn't have guys go out on Monday, and this came up. A guy was scheduled to work yesterday and called out. That's his scheduled his next scheduled day. They were asking
gotcha.
if he would get holiday pay or not. I'm like,
Well, he was here Monday, right?
none.
Oh, he
wasn't-
didn't work Monday.
wasn't
and then- I
scheduled,
gotcha.
yeah.
I gotcha.
I don't know.
Always something new.
Yep. Just so everybody knows, if you're new around here, the 6 paid holidays are Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Memorial Day, the 4th of July, and Labor Day. Those are our paid holidays.
Not my birthday?
No.
Shucks. Not my anniversary. Not my kid's birthday.
Eligibility begins the first day of the month after you've been here 60 days. Just when your benefits kick in, your paid holidays kick in.
Boom.
From Dustin Courier, talking about winter loading. Good timing on this. When loading material in the winter, load landing legs back and 26 tons max. You don't want 28 tons against the tailgate. This puts you at risk of dogs not opening, having to shovel the tailgate, or worse, the dogs popping open going down the road. Use release agent the night before expected weather around the doghouse. A little bit goes a long way. Yeah, that 26 tons max landing legs back, I mean, that's going to save you a lot of heartache. You know, especially that first load in the morning if it's chilly. You know, pay attention to that and, you know, wait to make sure all the material is coming out before you just start loading normally.
Part of that too is that you're trying to keep material away from the doghouse. You're trying to keep it away from the nose. And if you're asking for 30 tons, 28, 30 tons, 32 tons landing gear back, they can't put that landing gear back.
Right.
It's going to have to go in front.
Not in a
And
road.
then you're going to go and unload at wherever you're going, and you're going to find that you're going to have quite a bit of material stuck in the nose.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling when you dump out and you have that much material up there stuck.
Right?
This is a good spot to remind all the Coors drivers. If you haul Coors and you do not know what it means for your dogs to be cammed over, today's the day to find out.
Absolutely.
Because
Before you go.
before you go,
When you're loading.
yep, if you don't know what it means and you don't know what to look for before you load a load of Coors, please come to us so we could show you. This is really important to avoid that tailgate popping open. We don't worry about it as much with material loads because the material is not against the tailgate. But Coors is always pushed against the tailgate, and man, when those things pop, it's a big mess. It could be, 5 tons of material on the ground, easy, before you know it.
And not stopping.
Yeah, it's
It's like cake
Yeah,
batter.
Coors just kind of comes
just-
out.
Just
coming,
continually
coming.
pushes towards the gate to come out, right?
It's the blob.
it's
Yep.
basically liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you come get with us if you don't know what that means.
It just because you talked about it, should we attach GR's video to this podcast?
I think we
Sure.
have put it on there, but we could definitely reshare it.
I definitely know you've sent it out. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
since we talked about it,
Yeah.
let's send it again. A lot of new faces and ears listening and
Yeah.
may not understand.
We could do a separate announcement as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, it's too important.
Yeah.
And right now, today is the prime day to have an issue with it. It's cold. We got snow and slush and ice. And this is when it happens. This is when it's the worst.
Right.
Is when it's cold.
And it's already happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's already happened
Yeah.
this year.
I mean, here's one, Jam, and I always behind, right? Always thinking later of what shoulda, woulda, coulda done. But shout out to everybody that had to mobilize, Sunday night. And we all went out there at, 8 o'clock at night. Shout out to you and JR and Scooby and Kendrick and
You and Brother Jim.
well, I mean, yeah, we're in it. We get immobilized whether we want to or not. But I mean, you guys, yeah, it was phenomenal, man. Everybody showed up and just got it done, and it was probably the biggest spill we've ever had.
Yeah.
I guess I'll almost kind of say that. Don't you
I
guys
would-
agree?
Yeah, and plus it wasn't in just one spot.
Right.
Yeah, it got
That's what made
dragged
it
out.
worse.
Yes.
is that
Yeah.
it was dragged out
Yeah.
or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
And it was
right?
cold and it was frozen, as it always is, right?
Yep.
It's never on a 65-degree day.
Yeah, it's not like getting here in the mornings where you find, hey, their dogs popped on a trailer and
Right.
got cores all over the backside here. You know,
Right.
that's different. You know,
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
still sucks, but
Yeah.
And just, I mean, like you said, shout out to everybody. But if you look at the expense, I mean, how much does that cost to mobilize our team?
Right.
You know, and the hours, you know, of man hours there. You know, plus, I mean, if you want to be out there in the middle of the night with the two owners of JFW because you forgot to check if your cams were your dogs were cam, not a good look.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, just shout out to you guys again. I can't believe I didn't think of it to put it in there, but I mean, come
That's
on.
because-
We were all sitting at home. I can't speak for everybody, but I was enjoying the Broncos game. I was relaxed.
I was
You know,
getting ready to throw some venison on my grill.
right.
I was 2 sips into my wine.
I just got back from being gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we just got in that afternoon, and I'm just like, oh, it's so good to sit down in my chair. You know what I mean? And,
Sure.
and be home. And then it's like,
Joke's on you.
are you effing kidding me? Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, we don't think about it because it's just what we do. Like, none of us want shout outs. You know, we're not looking for shout outs.
I get it, but we are super grateful to you guys.
I'm
Super
grateful for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was cool to see you and Jim out there. Certainly, I know you say you're in it, but you guys could have been like, we got people to do this. You know?
And the great thing is we just go and do it, right? And the more of us that are there, the faster the job gets done.
Right? I
But
mean,
even better is just the attitude. Everybody was, you know, like nobody's there just moping around and pissed off or anything. Everybody's in a good mood. Like, hey, you got to make the best of this, you know?
You were keeping us updated on the game?
I was. I had that bad boy screaming on the phone.
Wait a second, you guys weren't in a bad mood? I was the only one that was pissed?
If you were, I didn't notice.
Nah, it was kind of like, this familiar territory, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just cool to see how fast everybody replied. You know what I mean? Like, Linda sends out a connect. It's like, oh, what's going on? You know, what do we have any pictures?
There's a couple $5
Yeah,
buckets.
Scooby's like, I'll go out there. Kendrick's like, I'm closer. I'll buzz up right quick and look. You know, and it's like,
It's almost a competition.
Holy shit.
Like, no, I'm going.
yeah, let's mobilize. So,
Yeah, it sounded like it was going to be nothing.
Yeah,
We were hoping it was
yeah.
nothing.
And then
sounded
the photos
like-
came.
Yeah, it sounded like, you know, maybe the driver made a turn too quick and it came over the top
Right,
and we got to
right.
go over there and no big deal. But oh boy! All right. Also, a reminder. Oh, this was yours, Jr. Why don't you go ahead and take it?
Fully charge your air systems. I mean, we're at that time of the year where hopefully you've been draining your air tanks at the end of every night. However, I'm pretty sure not everybody's doing it. It's never too late to start doing that, you know, and the whole point is to get rid of that condensation in there, anything that's going to freeze up in the airlines. But fully charge your air system. Once that gets fully charged, you know, hit that red button for your trailer and release the brakes and get that strong 125 PSI, whatever it is, to go through those airlines, break up anything that may be in there frozen. But more than anything is to release your brakes. You know, put your window down. Again, here we are telling you to put your window down. Why? Because we want you to be able to see, listen, and you know, just pay attention as you're coming out of your parking spot to make sure that you're not hearing something dragging. The other part of it is to feel that something is actually, you know, pulling you back, I guess, or anchoring you, whatever.
Which, how can you tell that in the automatics, GR?
I mean, I put it in drive. Let the urge to move you. Usually, if all of them are set and they're not released, the urge to move is probably going to cancel itself out sometimes.
Loaded.
Either way. Now, unloaded, it may pull you. It is light enough, especially on ice. But, you know, essentially the other part is put it back into neutral and see if it either coasts
There you
or it
go.
actually stops you.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I mean,
There's a
we've,
few ways, right?
yeah, we've proven the urge to move. You don't have to release those trailer brakes.
Right.
You let off the brake, the urge to move comes in, and it drags that.
Yeah.
It's only
It will,
5,000
it will,
pounds
yeah.
back there. You know what I mean?
I like testing that once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just get in the truck, put it in drive, and
It just goes, doesn't it, Jam?
Yep, this
Doesn't
thing-
think twice
this
about
works.
it. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like, I think you had a little bit of that feel when you used to have a clutch pedal. You know what I mean? And maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know that I would feel that, but I mean, we've ran into that so many times. Luckily,
Yeah,
that's
you
one of the
feel it.
reasons we're out in the yard, you know, that
If you're
a truck goes by and he's dragging his trailer, and you're like, you got to grab him. And what are your brakes released? You know, I do want to add to this conversation that he was only dragging one,
Right.
and we're running into more and more and more issues because that was a bad caliper. We had a bad caliper on that. So when you're dragging one, we need to do more than just make sure the brakes were released. There's when we're dragging one tire, that needs to be for all of us as well. We need to dig into that a little more
Makes
before
sense.
before that truck or trailer leaves. So there was more on that one than
on that
an
one,
air issue.
On that one, is it an issue that was from the get-go, or did it just kind of happen?
It happened the minute he pulled out of the spot,
Okay.
but stopped, just made sure air was full. Ken had him back up, tire rolled, had him go forward, tire rolled, and then didn't even make it to the stop sign on Forest, and it was dragging all the way down the
Already
street.
dragging
It
there. Okay.
drug from there all the way to 128th and Highway 85.
Yeah, we see a
Yeah,
flat. We see a flat spot in
before
tire,
we had a
that's the first thing
flat.
we see.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the tire out in the shop, and you see the flat spot, and you're like, okay, somebody dragged their tires.
Right, but did you see it's scuffed all the way around? I don't know how else to.
Yeah,
It's been drug all the way
rubber
around.
roll
Yeah, and then
all around
like
it.
little flat spot, little flat spot, little flat spot, massive
it
flat
wanted to
spot.
roll, not roll,
It was
yeah.
trying, but it was a brake issue. But I mean,
Yeah.
how do we look for that? You know what I mean? How do we train people to look for that? You know what? I'm convinced the dark windows aren't helping.
Nope.
Those dark windows are not helping. They're great for the sun. They're the worst thing you could have in the dark. So yeah, it's a problem, and
Yeah.
it was a mechanical failure, but we just need to work on it like everything else.
Yep. Right. Anything else for the discussion, guys, before we move on to what's next? Nope. What's next?
At yard 23.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure what the time frame that everything happened in, and I don't honestly remember from the last podcast, what all Jim talked about. But the stairs are in on the shop side to go upstairs. They're going to be putting the metal railing in. Garage doors should show up next week.
Oh, wow.
The big thing that's happening right now is they're polishing the floors upstairs and downstairs in the offices, and that's just like sand and wood, man. They start with like 100 grit. Actually, they start with less than 100 grit because it's so rough, and then they go to 100, 200, 300, 400, and then it depends if you want the super polish. They go from 400 straight to 8.
Damn.
And this guy stands there all day long behind it's about a 3,000-pound machine they have upstairs. Yeah, that is just at a snail's pace polishing that floor, and he just goes back and forth all day long, and it's pretty noisy. I'm like, oh man, I would be tired at the end of the day of doing that. That's not like sitting in the cab of a truck listening to the radio for sure.
Got noise fatigue.
Yeah, and Jim did mention it, but they have the line from the east drainage swale all the way to where he's at now, kind of basically behind the scale. Not quite behind the scale, but almost. And drains are in. The roof drains are in. Scooby put the last load of rock on the roof yesterday, so shout out to Scooby and Arapahoe Roofing. So the roof will almost be done. Like I say, they put the drains in, the drain pipes from the downspouts on the west side to that drain that the pipe that goes to the pond. So yeah, a lot going on. I don't know that we're seeing these massive progression right now, but they're progressing. You know what I mean? The electricians there are working every day inside, and they were hoping to have the floors done by the end of next week, and that's when they snap walls on the ground, and it'll change big time inside. When they snap walls on the ground, it'll go up. It'll go up fast.
What does that mean?
Snap walls on the ground?
Yeah.
To show us the size of the rooms and if we're okay with them. Do we need to move a wall? Do we need to make this room bigger? Is this office so big we need to put another wall in and make two offices?
You're talking about like the
Snap
chalk line?
the wall lines on the ground, Jim. Yeah, sorry,
Like
I
chalk
should have.
line is what you're saying?
Exactly,
Gotcha,
Jim.
okay.
Yeah. Because when I walked it yesterday, I was like, OMG, man. Dispatch is massive. Your guys' office, massive. Dave's office is bigger than those. He got the deluxe corner suite.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah, good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is super exciting. Super huge break room upstairs, where we'll have the break room, and I may have to take a little bit of room out of that because I can't believe it, but kind of forgot about an office for the training center. And I was like, oh, where's the training center office? That's kind of a major need to have, right? You know what I mean? And so now it's kind of got to pick and choose a little bit of stuff, and might need to massage a wall over a little bit here and there and make everything fit. So it
sounds like ST's office is going to get moved.
Yeah.
Well, we always got the scale house too. So
Scale house goes, JR.
Oh, is it going? Really?
Every structure
Oh,
over
I
there.
remember, you guys are actually connecting the scale to
Yeah.
the main office.
Yeah,
right?
the scale doesn't get moved. Scale house, gone. Shop, gone. Tent, gone.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Every structure over there goes away. Even the storage sheds.
Oh, that storage shed
I'm
on the
99% sure those will go away, but it's not said and done yet. I definitely know there's two halves to that. I definitely know the smaller half to the east side will definitely go away, but I kind of got to see what we got for parking and whatnot.
Sounds like there's room to build a building for a training center.
I see. I saw paint going up on the.
Yeah, paint on the face of it. They're working on that. Yeah, they had to readjust the red. I think they found out they didn't put a primer on before they did the red, so the red got
orange.
It turned orange and got a wonky color, and so now they're putting the primer and
Gotcha.
putting that on, so it got rid of those lines and made it red again.
Nice.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's exciting.
Very nice.
What color of the mountain's going to be on there?
Dark gray, the same color as the top, JR.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, same.
Cool.
There's only 3 colors.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
cool.
red, dark gray, light gray.
Call it granite.
There you go.
Anybody want to volunteer to read tips and tricks? Going once?
No questions from the audience, huh?
No.
Wow.
No safety topic of the week.
Wow.
I mean, Armando's tips and tricks is our safety topic.
It is. It's a great. I mean, he couldn't have. He definitely thought that out. It's a great one.
Cool. Sounds like I'll take it. Number 31. Oh, JR, were you about to do it?
I could have, yeah.
Yeah, go for it, man. I do a lot of talking on this show.
It's all good. All good.
Jared was like,
I love it. All right, so Armando's tips and tricks with Armando Del Val, number 31, slip and fall, right on time for today's snow. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. I like that, being helpful. Let's be JFW professionals. With cold weather coming and snow on its way, it's already here. Be expecting a lot of slick areas. Now, with driving on the road, we all know that we should try to avoid icy patches on the road, or at least slow down when we're coming up to one. Now, we had injuries happen in the past due to some slips and falls. Please know that this comes a lot while doing your pre-trip and sweeping out your trailer. Here's a few ways to avoid slipping or falling on snowy or icy conditions. Make sure you remove any snow from your steps when getting in your truck. If you're going to stand on top of your tires because you're short like me, please make sure you remove any snow or mud from your tires. Standing on top of your catwalk could also be a hazardous spot. Please make sure you're standing correctly and grabbing onto the handles when climbing up. When you're checking your trailer and you got to sweep the snow out, clean your ladder before climbing up. Also, when you're probing your tailgate, make sure you...
I think that's propping your tailgate.
Propping. I hope nobody's probing their tailgate, but propping your tailgate. Make sure you're grabbing and pulling the tailgate correctly. If not, remember that your fingers could also slip. Lose the grip on that tailgate and smash your fingers and possibly break your fingers as well. We had this happen in the past. So know that when you're pulling your tailgate out, grab from the bottom left corner. It won't be the best grip, but God forbid your fingers get swallowed by the gate. It won't get caught on the tailgate. If you're not sure what I mean by bottom left corner, get with a safety leader before leaving and they'll be happy to show you where to grab it. Now, when climbing on your trailer and getting in, don't jump over and land on your liners. They are really slippery, and I promise you'll end up slipping and possibly getting hurt. Use your step inside your trailer and cautiously step onto the trailer. Again, it's still going to be very slippery while sweeping the snow out of your trailer, so be careful. Last, I would really recommend not raising your trailer up so that snow will start sliding down while you're in your trailer. 1, I don't think it'll even work to begin with, and 2, if you slip and start sliding down towards the gate, remember that you propped it open and now you're going through and probably going to get crushed by the gate. These injuries can easily be avoided, but if you're not paying attention or forget to check, that's when we get hurt. Take your time and take it slow. Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about this week's tips and tricks, and thank you all again for listening, for the positive feedbacks. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next week, Armando, the Sergeant Delval.
Yep.
Together, we can make it together.
I got to jump in on that one too. You know, when you're getting in your trailer, you got to hold on to the side rail. It is so slippery. I've been in there when I've just held on with one hand and pushed the shovel with the other hand.
Yeah.
The minute you take your hand off of the side rail and try to really put leverage on that shovel, you're going to fall. It's slipperier than ice itself.
Yeah.
So 3-point stance, meaning you're 2 feet and then one hand on the side rail while you're in that trailer.
Totally agree, Dave, for the balance. I was going to bring up 3-point stance and just like repeat it. 3-point stance, 3-point stance. What does that mean?
And Armando's dead right too. Don't raise your trailer up and thinking it's going to make it easier to push that snow out the back. It's going to make it harder for you to keep your balance.
Yeah.
And the snow will push. Just push it right to the tailgate and leave it.
Here's the thing with that. It's happened to me. And even without the trailer raised up, you're using that forward momentum to push that snow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have slipped, and it just basically, you just start slipping towards the tailgate, right? Basically, I got both legs up like this, trying to catch myself on the tailgate, you know? But it sucks. And the crazy thing is the liner, weirdly enough, you have better grip towards the nose than what you do towards the end. And I'm guessing that's the friction, the smoothing out.
Totally agree. The liner has been smoothed off and worn.
Like sanding.
It's slicker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jam. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, to put it in perspective at what's at stake, we had a guy slip and fall on his trailer last year, and he blew his lungs out. And what I mean by that is he spent a week in the hospital and then a few more weeks recovering until he could breathe again.
Yeah.
So it's very dangerous. Like, falling, you know, it could be funny if you don't get hurt seriously, but man, we had another guy fall last year and he got a brain bleed, you know, and he's still not able to drive. So there's a lot at stake here, guys. Your career, your profession.
Yeah, and I just
livelihood.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry, Jim. I just want to clarify that. I know we say 3-point stance, but what does that mean?
3 points of contact.
3 points of contact, exactly.
Poopy walk.
That's always 2 hands, 1 foot, or 2 feet, and 1 hand. And if you have that, the odds of you falling are slim to none. And then I have penguin walk, JR. I actually saw a really good commercial for the state of Colorado.
Really?
And they called it the penguin walk. And it's like, that's the poopy walk.
That's because they can't say poop on TV.
Exactly, Dave. But I like it. You know what I mean? And they show people walking through the parking lots because everywhere you go today, if you're outside, you're at peril. You know what I mean? And
essentially really small steps.
Yes.
You start to stride and you will lose your balance.
Yes,
or you have more weight on that single foot than you otherwise would, and it will slip.
Yes, you can't be in a hurry.
Yes.
In any of these movements, right?
Yeah.
It's as simple as getting in and out of the cab. You can't be in a hurry. 3-point stance. Right. That's when it's 100 degrees out. 3-point stance. You can't be in a hurry. You have to be cautious and you know, move like a penguin.
Another pro tip: if you could afford $20, get yourself a pair of cleats for your boots. They just slip on and off, and when you're walking through the yard, that'll save your ass.
Yep, you can even get them on Amazon for like $9.
Yeah,
and they're rubber. They'll slip right over a pair of boots. Yep.
Yeah,
you want to,
and they will work on the liner once the ice is off the liner. They'll grab the liner once the ice is off the liner, but they'll grab the ice on top of the liner, so you'll still slide with them on the liner until you get to the bare liner.
Yeah.
Exactly. Soup, you want to hit us with that high road hauling?
Yeah, is it time for the high road hauling?
It's time.
All right. So I kind of just touched on this topic and ran with it, literally.
All the way to
I-
R23.
Well, I read an article that Melania Trump has decorated the White House, and her theme is "Home is where the heart is." And I thought, wow, I like that. So this week's High Road Holland is about home is where the heart is. We've all heard this phrase and use it to explain our emotions. But where did this phrase come from? It has been suggested that heart really refers to hearth, which is the floor of a fireplace. This makes sense because in antiquity, the house was the center of the house was the area where meals were prepared, providing warmth and light, and it really was the heart or center of a house. Today we call it our kitchen, and it truly is where people gather and congregate. Pliny the Elder, a Roman author and natural philosopher from the 1st century AD, who astutely remarked, and this was in writing in the the archives or whatever, home is where the heart is, suggesting in his piece that one's true home is where one's affections lie. This phrase is used to express a sense of feeling or belonging rather than a specific location. In fact, it doesn't refer to any location at all. The proverb is used in a multitude of contexts, such as expressing contentment when we're with loved ones or family, giving you a sense of home that has nothing to do with a physical location. Other contexts can include nostalgia, your memories, or life in transition. Regardless of how you choose to use it, home is where the heart is a powerful expression that resonates with many people's experiences and emotions concerning home, belonging, and identity. For people who move frequently, home might represent a connection to a cultural identity or heritage. It's about maintaining one's roots and a sense of belonging to culture or community, no matter where they are. When you are far away from home, very often going to church will achieve this sense of community and being closer to friends and family when you're far away. Home is where the heart is means that home goes beyond the physical location. It refers to where one's affections, love, and deepest feelings reside. It can be a place where you feel most comfortable or at peace. Home is closely tied to family or those who we choose as family. That's why over the holidays, it's important to cherish the ones you are with. Let your emotions of joy and happiness you feel in the moment when you are celebrating with family and friends erase any stress or uncertainty you may be experiencing, because there will be plenty more time for that. Your home will always be the place for which you feel the deepest affection, no matter where you are. And the quote this week, "He is happiest, be he king or peasant, who finds peace in his home." And that was spoken by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who lived from 1749 to 1832, and he was widely regarded as the greatest German writer in history. So home is where your heart is.
Like it.
And I do have to say that piece about going to church, and I thought about you, Jim, because I know you're interested in that. You live it, I don't, but that was spoken to me by a good high school buddy who actually went to work in the embassy in Hong Kong after college. And he said, I'm in completely the other side of the world, but he says, I can always go to church and I feel close to family.
Yeah. That's cool.
That is great.
Little fun fact about the Orthodox Church is they have continuity. So whether you're in Hong Kong or Erie, Colorado, or Greece, or wherever you're at, it's going to be the same service and the same scriptures.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So
wow.
Yep. It might be in a different language, but it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
And when you say same service, Jim, same topic, right?
So the Orthodox Church is different. It's not like a TED Talk. It's a divine liturgy. So it's the same service
I got
every week. There is a homily where the priest will give a homily, which is like a sermon, but it's a very small part
Interesting.
of the service.
Never knew that.
It's more about worship.
So they want it like McDonald's, wherever you go.
Wherever you go, you will
Get a quarter pounder and cheese here. You go there, you get a quarter pounder and
There
cheese.
you go.
Just the same.
You got Jesus in here, you got Jesus in Hong Kong.
That's right.
Yep, same Jesus.
Outstanding. With
Yeah,
the
it's-
same message.
Yep, pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
All right, final thoughts, everybody?
Stay safe, stay warm, enjoy the weather while you can. And
Good advice.
I mean, take advantage also the days that you're coming into work, and make sure you're trying to get every load you can,
Yeah.
that we can.
Yeah,
That's
make
good
hay while the
advice.
That's why
sun
we-
shines,
yeah,
right?
that's what Super Dave says all the time. In the summertime, springtime, that's when you really want to get in your loads.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
To piggyback on that, I would say if you have a day off from work, your kid probably has a day off from school, go take them sledding.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sent mine either way. Like, we have school? Yeah. But what if it's closed? You're still going. Nah, their school didn't cancel, so.
That's
Nice.
funny.
That's funny.
Later delayed start?
No.
No.
Same time.
Nice.
Nothing.
Nice.
What county are you? Adams?
Adams, yeah.
Well, my final thoughts are a little bit on leadership. And I kind of have a blended
Uh-oh.
leadership and best practices about, let bygones be bygones and stuff like that. But
Can't wait to hear this.
yeah, and it's kind of brought to you by two things, a little bit kind of like Super Dave's High Road Hollins that he's done before on leadership. And Sam yesterday called, and he was super excited because that's my son. And I mean, all you guys know, because I talk about his journey to you guys, that he's still in rehab. He still can't do 6 practices a week. He has to take 2 days off, but he still bikes. You know what I mean? He's still
Physical rehab,
yes, exactly, Jim. And but I mean,
not rehab.
yeah. Sorry. Thank you for that clarification. I didn't even catch that until you started laughing. Like, no, he's rehabilitating. Yeah.
He's rehabbing an injury.
Yes. Had both shoulder surgeries done. So since he's a swimmer, but anyway, we were so excited. We got to go back and watch him swim against Ohio State, the Buckeyes there, and Purdue men's team beat him. But I mean, all the Big Ten was there, and it was an exciting meeting. Sam is so close to being back to baseline.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like so close back to baseline. But one of his goals is to make the travel team. And he can't make the travel team until he can go a month of practices every day, right? Wow. So that, of course, that's one of his goals. He's got a lot of goals, but that's one of them. And so they have a meet in Wisconsin, up in Madison, against the Badgers this weekend. And he can't go because it's a travel meet, and he's not on the travel team. And the coach, they finished practice yesterday, and the coach pulls him out and he just tells Sam, "Hey, go get changed. I want to talk to you." And Sam's like, "Uh-oh." You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? And he gets changed, comes back out. The coach is like, "Hey, I need you to go to Wisconsin with this weekend for the travel meet." And Sam's like, "Whoa, I haven't met my criteria. You know that. We meet once a week." And he's like, "You know that?" And he's like, "Sam," he said, "when you were with us at Ohio State," he said, "you don't understand." He said, "Everyone that gets in the pool and has a swim, if they have a bad swim," he goes, "they're like thermometers. If they're off, they're off. They're cold. They can't recover from that swim. And we got a lot of guys that are struggling if they have a bad swim." And he goes, "You're the thermostat." He said, "You set the temperature in this room." And he said, "I need you there for the team." Is that just cool or what?
Cool.
Yeah,
Right?
that gives
So I want to kind of like flow that into everyday leadership. And Dave's done these, several times on his High Road Hollins. Being an everyday leader, are you just a thermometer? Right. No, being a leader, you need to be the thermostat, and you need to set the temperature in the room, right? You need to be the guy that is helping others, is doing the right thing, is staying in the right lane. You can't be a thermometer and just bounce from here to there with the temperature. You need to set the temperature and set the bar.
Love it.
And I just want to flow that into through trials and tribulations and through my life and again going back to Sam's as well, through his injuries. He's had some hardships that he's had to forgive and forget through those trials and tribulations. So, I kind of want to talk a little bit about let bygones be bygones. Things that have happened in the past, you can't change the past, but you can practice forgiveness. You can shift your focus to be present in the future and just accept that the past can't be changed. You know what I mean? What happened. You got to move forward and set new goals and be the new person and be the bigger man and take the higher road. And you can accept and forgive, accept that the event happened and you can't change it. It happened. You can't do nothing about it. But forgive the person who wronged you or yourself and let the resentment go. It's that easy. You and I talked about that earlier in the week, Jim.
Yeah.
And when I say it's that easy, it's not that easy, is it?
It's not that easy. But a new term that I heard, you mentioned forgive and forget. We've all heard that.
Sure.
And we've all heard of forgiveness.
Uh-huh.
But the term I mentioned to you the other day was forgetness.
Forgetness.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, if you're forgiving somebody, but you're still keeping a ledger,
yes.
you know what I mean, of their wrongs, you really haven't forgave them.
Yes.
Yeah, you're keeping score.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to forget too. I love it. I mean, I talked about this on my show. But yeah, I struggle. I mean, our conversation, just to be transparent, was, I sometimes have trouble forgiving, and I'll hold on to something that I just need to let go of. And boy, when you let go of it, it is, I guess the word would be like liberating,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It just feels good to forget it. Like, you know what? I've held on to this long enough. All it's doing is hurting me at this point to hold on to it. It's not making me feel any better. The person that I'm holding this against doesn't even know I'm over here angry. Like, it's time to let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it hard?
It can be.
Yeah. It you have to physically,
you gotta practice
mentally practice, right? I guess that's the reason I wanted to talk about it.
I love it.
Shift your mindset, consciously choose to let go of the past negativity. Reframe your narrative with one of the victim to one of empowerment, and focus on what's good in your life. When I say it's that simple, I know it's not that simple, but it's that simple.
I mean, preach, Petey. In Jesus' name.
So focus on the present and the future. Actively work to move forward instead of dwelling on the past. Set positive goals. Make new memories. I loved that one. Make new memories. Even if it's with that person that you struggled with. Make a new memory with that person. Try. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And you'll forget. If you, I don't want to use the word, if you were wronged, if something went on, you know what I mean? My wife and I have been married 30 years. I mean, you can't tell me we haven't wronged each other at some point or gotten in an argument. And man, if you don't get past that.
I know there's a lot of forgetting. I forgot.
I have a lot of forgetness. But it's way better to laugh at and move forward. You know what I mean? Instead of just getting mad and your blood pressure go up and you're just pissed, and then you're in a bad mood and who knows what. You could treat other people bad, whatever the case may be.
Man, I just want to keep piggybacking. Like, you could take those ill feelings that you have, those ill thoughts that you have, replace them with good thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I find works for me. Like, I'm struggling here. I just start thinking about some real positive stuff that I got going on, or Bible scriptures, or a prayer, or I can't be happy and mad at the same time.
Right.
So if I fill myself with joy, I just don't have room for the anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's impossible
Oh,
to be happy and mad at the same time.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, no.
Unless you like being mad.
Unless you're,
Well, there's people that are pissed off all the time, and that's the way they live.
Yeah.
Some-
It's kind of, you talk about liberating or whatever. I don't remember the exact numbers, you guys, but what is it? It takes like 47 muscles in your face to frown, and it takes like 3 to smile. And I don't know that those are the right numbers, but you understand my point there. So, just focus on the present and the future. Practice self-care. Techniques like mindfulness and gratitude can help you stay in the present moment and reduce stress. And then, some people can do it. I don't, but journaling. Journaling is a big thing. I mean, it's really, really, really coming out to journal, and I'm not there, but
it's hard.
Yeah.
I brought my journal on my hunting trip. I didn't write one thing in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it shouldn't have been like you didn't have time, right, Jan?
All the time in the world.
Gotcha.
I don't like the physical act of writing.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, is typing?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure you didn't bring your computer, and I know it's hard to write a lot of stuff.
I could have
your
done it on
phone.
my phone.
Yeah.
You know, but I just journaling. Yeah. But
Speak to type. You know what I mean?
There you
Talk
go.
to type.
I do know a lot of. I mean, we had the guy from bulk loads on here. He's a big
Big time.
He's a big
Big
journaler.
time.
He
Yeah.
wrote a book off his journal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I've got. Let bygones be bygones, and
those were
don't be a thermometer. Be the thermostat.
those
Try to
were
be an everyday leader.
those were Brother Dave and my final thoughts.
I love it.
Thank you.
They were great.
I want to go back to nuts and bolts on my final thought today. I actually have one, but this is the time of year you got to be a Boy Scout. You guys, you got to be preparing yourself for success.
Yes.
You know, being careful getting in and out of the truck, getting in and out of the trailer, propping those tailgates open at night, keeping your fingers clear, draining those air tanks so you don't have freeze-ups in the morning. It's all of those little steps. Yes, it's going to take time to do at night. Yes, it's a pain in the neck because you want to get out of here. But, oh boy, in the morning, you'll be able to roll and get that load.
Yeah.
Put that de-icer material in the trailer before you load.
Put it in the night before.
You can do that too.
Right? Yeah.
But all of those little steps are being a Boy Scout, and they are going to make the difference in your day tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say this job changes in the wintertime, and the things that you got away in the summer, the winter ain't gonna let you get away with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Good point, Jeff. Yeah.
Slow down for conditions, right? And we're not just talking about the speed in the truck. We're talking about you also. Slow
like
down.
that.
You know, make sure you're thinking about every movement you're making, whether it's stepping on and off the truck or trailer, or of course the speed of the truck. I mean, you're not going to go down doing 70 in a down I-25 when there's so much slush, water, and ice and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Summer is gravy, and this is where your grit has to come out. Mm-hmm. This job definitely changes in the winter.
Yeah. That just makes me think of, we talk about 3-point stance and penguin walk or poopy walk or whatever you want to call it. But some of that is caused by your layers you're wearing. You know, you could have like your coveralls on, Jam. I mean, just to pick up your leg and get to the first step, when you're used to just easily your leg going up to that first step with your coveralls on, there's probably a little more effort to get to that first step.
Yeah.
So if you're moving at it fast and you happen to miss that step and you ram your shin into the step instead of your foot, you're moving too fast. And these are things that when you listen to this podcast, this is what we're talking about. These are the accidents.
Right.
This is an accident, right? You know what I mean? When you're so hurt, you have to go see a doctor here. You had an accident.
Right.
So yeah, we want to be accident free. We need you to be accident free. You know, and so much of it is on you. We talk about we've provided tools. We're providing tools and tips right now, but it's still on you.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, that's all I got. Off the soapbox.
Anything else, JR?
Nope, that was it for me.
All right. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Together we face and overcome all that stands before us. Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Stay warm, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
See you, everybody.
Yeah.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. I hear there's a couple million tons to move. I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make. We gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors a-closed, keep them butts in their seats, 'cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They've gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.